Welcome to the Zentrum Schreiben tutorials. In this tutorial, we will cover the four main elements of a case study research design. By the end of this tutorial, you will be able to identify the four main elements of any case study research design, and you will understand how to use these four elements to design a case study research design for your own project. The four main elements of a case study research design will be illustrated using the example of the export competitiveness of Swiss small and medium-sized enterprises. The first element of any case study research design is the context within which a case or the cases are embedded. In our example, the context is the international competitiveness of Swiss industries and firms. The second element of a case study research design is the case or the cases. In our example, we might choose to have a single case study design, in which case we would use, for example, the Swiss electrical and mechanical engineering industries as our case, and study this industry holistically to understand how it derives its international competitiveness. But we may also prefer to have a multiple case study design. In our example, we may choose to do this by having two cases. The first case could be the subsector of graphic and machinery sector, and the second case that of the photonics sector. The third element of a case study research design is the unit of analysis. In our first example, where we had a single case, which was the Swiss electrical and mechanical engineering industry as a whole, the actual case was our unit of analysis. If we have, for example, a strong theoretical foundation, such as Porter's diamond theory of the international competitiveness of an industry, we might choose to have what we call embedded units of analysis. In our example, this would mean that we would focus on the four main elements of Porter's diamond model, which are demand conditions, factor endowments, related and support industries, and we could, although may choose not to, include the fourth element of his model, which is firm strategy, structure, and rivalry. These key conceptual dimensions could then be included in our design as embedded units of analysis. Importantly, these embedded units of analysis should be thought of as those aspects of the case on which the analysis will focus in particular detail. The embedded units of analysis, however, do not always need to be theoretically driven. If you have a phenomenon-driven study, and you know that there are particular aspects of the cases that you can observe as part of that phenomenon, you can use these as embedded units of analysis. For example, in our illustration, we might have three different embedded units of analysis based on our understanding of the phenomenon. These could be the observation that some firms are export intensive and are different to other firms which are less export intensive, as well as a third category of firm which is entirely domestically oriented. We could then focus on these phenomenon-driven embedded units of analysis in our case study design to understand how the explanation for the international competitiveness of these different firms by their degree of export intensity explains the international competitiveness of our two cases. Finally, the fourth element of any case study research design is the replication logic. The replication logic is only present in a multiple case study research design, and it represents our understanding of the degree to which we expect to find the same findings for all of our cases. When we expect, based on our theory or our observation of the phenomenon, to have the same findings for all of our cases, we call this a literal replication logic. When, for theoretical reasons, however, we have expectations that we would find different findings for predictable reasons for our different cases, we have what we call a theoretical replication logic. The theoretical replication logic becomes particularly important towards the end of your analytical sections of any research project, because it is at this stage that you begin to compare your findings to your expectations based on your theoretical foundation, and understanding whether you have a literal or theoretical replication logic becomes critical to ensuring that you have the deepest and most insightful analysis and subsequent generalization to theory for your multiple case study research design. Thanks for listening. If you have any further questions or ideas for future tutorials, please contact us at Zentrum Schreiben. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up below.